Good evening from downtown Los Angeles. Back in Los Angeles after a quick trip up the coast to San Luis Obispo. And things have calmed down slightly, maybe even quite a bit. But here I am on the corner of Main and Temple, right outside and underneath City Hall in downtown LA. And we do have a protest, go figure. And I'll flip the camera around and show you what we got. We have people kneeling on the corner of Main and Temple. Hey there, thank you for tuning in. Not a very large crowd, although oh hey, I recognize this guy. I believe there were thousands out here earlier in the day as I was coming down the coast from San Luis Obispo. Not nearly as many people right now, but nonetheless, traffic is blocked at least in one direction here at Main and Temple underneath the side of City Hall. There is no more curfew here in LA. Granted, I mean, who knows what might happen this weekend and if it could potentially be brought back. But nonetheless, protesters are allowed to go theoretically 24/7 now. And here they are protesting outside City Hall. Let's take a listen in.
Montgomery! Selma! Watch the movies! Educate yourselves! Educate yourselves! It does not stop here. Have the conversations with your grandparents. Have the conversations with your aunties, your uncles. Don't say that, auntie. That is ignorant. People get defensive when you say words like ignorant. And they should be glad that you're ready to educate them. Don't be afraid of criticism. Don't get combative. Be like, tell me, that was incorrect. Tell me, because I want to know. That is when you are an ally. Not when you're like, oh my goodness, clearly you fucking know that. But we clearly do not know that Black Lives Matter. That part right there. All of you out there right now. That you are making in a world for your children, for your children's children, and so on and so forth. That is huge. That is huge. A lot of people are home because they're tired. I don't give a fuck. My ancestors were exhausted. So, this crime is a crime to defund the police. How do we do that? Waste their money by staying out. But in this time, we can march around this block, go back to that grass. I need you guys to have conversations, ask questions, and educate yourself on how we can make a change. What do we need to do within the community?
I don't know, can you describe what those were?
One thing that I will say, because they're going to walk around, I don't want anyone to get scared. If you run, you are risking the life of the person next to you. Do never do that. It's chaos and they can shoot everybody. Do not do that. I've got arrested 3 nights. Nobody has been shot. Nobody has been hurt. Besides when they get detained and the cops become disgusting and violate them because they took the buses so the press could not see.
Yeah! They only show the violence!
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives, they matter here! Black lives, they matter here!
Understand?
Black lives, they matter here!
If there's a barricade, do not run. Everybody drop to your knees and put your hands up. They will clear the streets because these are whose streets?
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets!
I was somewhere around 7th and Flower maybe a half hour ago. I don't know when exactly you heard this. I don't recall hearing anything. but it's fairly loud. Helicopters circling around. Can't tell you what exactly that was. So the protest this protest is saying chill out bro to the police riding up on motorcycles.
Let's go, keep moving.
It almost seems as though the police are blocking traffic for the protesters. Maybe just clearing a path so no cars hit them. I don't know. I don't know. For whoever's tuned in, let me know if you're hearing anything happening south of here in the downtown area around 8th or 9th and Flower, like I think Elena was saying. I'm not sure of it. I've seen helicopters circling overhead around City Hall for 20 or 30 minutes now, but I don't know what's going down around 9th and Flower. There. Yes. Just say your press or whatever. Or you don't even need to answer them. You don't need to. I can. I missed some of those comments. Trailing the protest, we're walking south on Main in the direction of LAPD headquarters behind City Hall. City Hall right here, or in back of and underneath. The crowd is marching toward 1st and Main, where LAPD headquarters lies across the street from City Hall. And lots of motorcycle officers are circling around. Again, there are helicopters overhead here near City Hall. I don't see helicopters south of me in the direction of what Elena's describing, but who knows? And this crowd is moving south in that direction, with motorcycle officers seemingly blocking traffic for the protesters. This officer just said, "You stay there, don't move. You stay right there, don't move."
Hey, you guys are good. Hey, stick with the group. Let's go. Come on.
It appears. It appears the police are not trying to stop the protest march, but rather trying to direct it somewhat. Although they have also taken interest, apparently, in some vehicle over here, and they don't want protesters gathering around there. Here's LAPD headquarters. The crowd moves south to the side of LAPD headquarters on Main Street. And I'll catch up with them. I hear the "no justice, no peace" chant not so loud at the moment. I'm getting comments about been some explosions down this way around Flower and 9th Street. So I'm trying to keep an eye on if there's helicopter activity down that way. But these helicopters are far too close to us to be hovering over that. All right, the crowd appears to be circling around the back of LAPD headquarters. Let's see if they stop outside. As I hear protesters talking about, imagine where $1 billion go, and I presume they're referencing $1 billion that fund the police department headquartered right here. It's quiet out in back of LAPD headquarters. Philippe's on. I don't see any looters. I mean, I don't know what's going on all around town, but I don't see any right here. And I mean, that's kind of given. Hi there, Gaza. I think that's kind of given since I'm standing out back of the police department headquarters. And when people talk about what to do with $1 billion, I presume they're referring to what to do with the budget for the Los Angeles Police Department that the protesters are calling for defunding.
I'm not stopping until we get $1 billion off the budget.
And since I've been gone for a day or so, hey there, Joey. Since I've been gone for a day or so, the mayor of LA, and again, we have somewhat of a police motorcycle escort to the protest. They seem to be clearing out blocks for the protesters to march on as they now head back up Spring Street in the direction of City Hall, marching around both City Hall and LAPD headquarters. But as I was alluding to, Los Angeles Mayor Garcetti has said that he's going to, rather than give raises to the police like he'd promised before, cut up to $150 million from their budget. So protesters are already winning major concessions from City Hall. And Garcetti has angered the police union. I am linking up with people this weekend. In fact, there are 2 people walking around with me at the moment. And I'm much more confident in being able to film whatever I want. Today I had a conversation with the media relations person at LAPD who handles their press passes, and she assured me that I have the right to be reporting out here, including after curfew. Now, there isn't a curfew anymore, but she was telling me that as a member of a media organization, a press pass carrying member of a media organization, I have the right to be reporting on what's going on out here, and that I don't need official LAPD credentials. I got that directly from the media relations person at LAPD who handles press passes. And I asked her specifically, can I report on events or incidents like when there's a protest at night and LAPD declares it an unlawful assembly? And she said yes. It doesn't get me behind police lines. What's going on? Yeah, but they're always lined up like that. They usually have much bigger lines. All right, so out in front of City Hall goes the protesters. Again, pretty calm compared to a couple nights ago. However, no curfew, so free reign to basically do whatever they want. Or shall we see? Anything said by the government about the demands the protesters have made? You see any form of... I didn't catch the second part of that question, but I was just addressing demands. So The protesters in LA are calling for the defunding of the Los Angeles Police Department. And Mayor Garcetti has responded by going back on his word, going back on his promise to give police officers raises and bonuses, and instead cut up to $150 million out of their budget. And there are going to be a bunch of other police reforms in LA, as is happening across the country. The crowd gets a little louder in front of City Hall. We're walking right by City Hall steps, and it's not nearly as policed as it had been earlier in the week. So no barricade here. It looks like there are officers atop City Hall steps, but they're not in riot gear. They don't have helmets on. Let's zoom in a little bit for you. That's what it looks like atop LA City Hall steps right now. I'm very concerned about what happened with Dan Dix. I don't know the details, but I got messages and notifications about it, and I'd like to send my best wishes to Dan Dix and hope he gets released and out of whatever situation he's dealing with safely, and that he can get back to reporting, and that there's press freedom respected in Canada, not just in the United States. I've been in a jail cell with Dan Dix before, for that matter. Last year in Geneva. Let's listen in now on what the speech is.
One of them is reparations.
Are you gonna go to your cousin?
That part.
My ancestors built this shit up for 400 or 500 years for free. Free of cost. We built this shit up. We need reparations. We need to be repaid for the slavery, the lynching that we had to endure for America to be what it is today. That is why we are out here screaming so loud. That shit is disgusting. That we built what America is today.
If something major pops up on the scanner, please let me know. Now back to the talk.
And when we walk outside of our doors, we are looked at as a blessing. We are looked at as something to be afraid of when we built this shit. We need reparations. We need defunding in the police. We need a diverse police force so we're equally represented. I've been saying this is maybe a little bit controversial, but controversial means to have a conversation. You're screaming Democrat or Republican, you fly in the same bird, just a different wing. You're succumbing and succumbing to a system that is built against you, period. When those doors close and they get their book sales and all that money, they don't give a fuck about you. They walk in there and come out rich. There's an agenda here. There's an agenda here. That's why
Thank you.
we need to come together as a people and support each other. We need to come together as a people and support each other. We have a system that is working so hard against us that we don't even feel like it can keep us safe, so we don't want to go out to protest. That is disgusting. We understand that there's looters, but there's also protesters. None of us are looters, as I can see. We are all protesters. So the news continually to display looters and looters and looters and looters when we're getting arrested out here peacefully, spending all of their money. They look stupid, so they cut to commercial and try to sell you something.
Peaceful protest!
Capitalism is disgusting.
You get what you pay attention to. So whatever the media wants to show you, that's what they want to capture your attention. So they want to say, oh, look at this, so that you're not seeing what's really going on. But we out here, everybody out here got a phone right now. We control the media nowadays. We can't let nobody brainwash us. We can't let nobody tell us what to see. We can't let nobody tell us what's right and what's not, because we know. We know why is everybody out here? Because you know somebody black, you fear for somebody black, and you don't want what you've been seeing to happen again. We gonna stand, baby, and we not going nowhere. You feel me? You feel me?
Hell yeah!
Anybody got something to say? Anybody got something to say?
This is important to have a conversation right now, y'all. What we need from each other.
Hello? How y'all doing? So I don't know if y'all have heard or not, but they're cutting, what, 100 to 150 million from the police budget, and they're redistributing that to black communities. No, that may sound great, and that is great. That is great. But when you look at it, do the math. That's only 5%. That's 5%.
5%, y'all.
Back then, we were looked at as 3/5 of the man. Our communities are worth 5% to these people. This shit's not over.
Take that in.
This shit's not over.
Nope.
We gonna keep fighting until they listen to us. That's all I gotta say, man. Woo! 5% is not enough. And when people see the cops are arrested, when people see 5% cut, they're like, we got it. We got it. That's not enough, y'all. 5% to go, 5% to get $50,000. That's not a lot of money at all. $150 million they spent in overtime alone, overtime for cops and stuff in the last 3 days. That is nothing to them. $150 million is gonna fucking rebuild the black community.
No, I'm the park for a reason. This is county property.
County property, we can be here. Get off the concrete, get on the grass.
Get on the grass.
Get on the grass. I got arrested 3 nights so we can be on this grass.
Get on the
I got
grass.
arrested 3 nights so we can be on this grass. Get on the grass. Get on the grass.
James.
So a bunch of LAPD cars pulled up on Spring Street outside City Hall. People backed off the concrete, as they're saying. This park out here is LA County property. Doesn't mean people are immune from arrest. Sheriff's deputies have come out and arrested people here. All right, back to the talk.
To leave, we didn't know why. They sent out the black sheriff to be a token and say, can I talk to the two gentlemen right there? Because we're both black. I said, speak to all of us. He said, guys, we want to make this easy for you guys. Go home. Go home. We'll let you go home safely. We said, no. We want to spend your fucking money. It took them 2.5 hours to arrest us. Because I didn't even know. This is LA County property, so LAPD can't even arrest us. They needed to rally up the sheriff, which is double the price of one LAPD officer, to get out here, and they were unprepared. The next morning, we woke up to articles stating that the ACLU, something like that, whatever the fuck it is. Basically, the sheriff's department sued LAPD because they got all the way out here and arrested people for something that was completely in their right to do. We were peaceful, we weren't hurting nobody, we had no weapons. We were honestly just sitting here having the conversation that needs to be had and confronting the police. In order to have productive conversation, you need peaceful confrontation. In order to have productive conversation, you need peaceful confrontation. When you break up with someone, you have to have a peaceful confrontation in order to have a productive conversation. We are breaking up with the system because they are no longer loving us in the way that they should. That's significant. That's huge. You gotta break up from them. And until you love me like I deserve to be loved, I cannot take a simple meal from the one black sheriff. That is not enough. That is not enough. That is not enough. That is not enough.
Not enough.
5% is not enough. We need more than that. I need to see diversity. I've been on these streets for the last 4 or 5 days. I've probably seen 4 to 5 black cops, including that one sheriff that I saw. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. There's a video going viral right now. An old man, about 65 to 70 years old, going to give a bunch of cops a helmet because he found it. They pushed him, cut his head open, dead, gone. And walked over his body. Bleed out. That's disgusting. The system is not working for us. I saw a fact today on Instagram. A barber takes longer time to get a license to be a barber than a police officer takes to be a police officer. You're supposed to be policing our laws, but you don't even know the laws. You don't even know the laws. I'm getting arrested and I'm saying, what am I getting arrested for? Honestly, I don't know. Exactly, because I did not break a law. My First Amendment right is for me to be on public property 24/7 because I'm a taxpayer and I pay for this land. These are the details, y'all. These are the details, y'all. My people have been at the center of the suppression for a long time. Bring this conversation back. Bring this conversation back and say, this is what I learned today that I didn't know, Mom. This is why those people look crazy getting arrested, Mom. My mom said it. Y'all just look crazy trying to prove a point. I said, well, we've been tipping defund the police. This is a great way to do it. Have those conversations. I'm not gonna go all night, but I think we should do another march because listen, getting prepared. They're scared. They don't know what's going on. Let's sit here and confuse them for a little bit. Let's have a conversation. Let's relax. Let's get up. Let's scream. Let's make some noise again. Let's come back and have the conversation again. It's not gotta be like this. It could be amongst yourselves. Allies. Goes up to POC. What can I do? What do you need? How you doing, beautiful people?
Hey!
My name is Carl. I'm from Washington, D.C. I've been living in LA for about 6 years. I love LA. I love LA. I love all the beautiful people. I think what we got going on is beautiful. I was a part of the Occupy Wall Street movement in Washington, D.C. We wrote up a petition and we made legal, and I didn't believe we could do that. And what I'm saying is regular people like me and you, we the people that can change the law if we just write it up and get enough people to sign a petition. It's not rocket science. I don't know why they don't try to teach this in elementary school.
They don't want you to know.
Exactly. This is beautiful to protest, but we gotta follow up. Protesting is just one hand. We got two hands. We gotta hit them with this hand, hit them with this hand, like in a boxing match. This hand is the legislation. You feel me? So
Get over here, peaceful protest!
Peaceful protest!
Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest!
Peaceful protest!
Peaceful protest!
Peaceful protest!
Hey, can we get a translator? Someone can be deaf.
So it sounds like
Public property.
We've already had car accidents. People get hurt.
So you guys need to protect us because that's your job. That's what we need from you.
But it's easier if you stay on the side.
But you're telling us it's easier, but we're not trying to make this easy for you because you're not making it easy for me and my people.
Okay, yeah, these are the rules. It's up to you.
Thank you. But that's not the laws. That's the rules.
that's not the law. Those are the rules that make me for tonight. You said we
They
cannot
let
be
us
on the
march the
street.
streets last night. What's the difference to tonight? We were marching the streets last night. What's the difference?
so. It sounded like the officers were saying stay off the streets, not stay off the sidewalk. As you get a little look at the setup here, the water bottle heart, and he's saying that there's already been an accident tonight.
Haven't really been active on the feed, but then
Well, we're trying to make it hard for you because you have nothing left to us. So work for us. And that's all, period.
They've been standing all night.
Some car accident is what the officer was saying. Hey.
Let me remind you, these people are uniformed, these people are trained, so that's what we have to be. People cannot be running, people cannot be throwing things, people have to be just as militant as they are. Unfortunately, because our police is not working for us, we have to make a super police to protect each other. It is sad that as a black man, and I have a racist neighbor on top of me banging every night because he sees me on the news, I'm scared to call the police because I'm scared they might work in favor of him and snatch me up because they have been stealing people who are on the front lines talking real shit. That is sad. So I have to call civilians who've been arrested with me every night to come and stay with me so I feel safe. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. I have to walk around with my whole face covered and zigzag because my phone is tapped and I'm scared. That's disgusting, but I won't stop talking my shit. I will not stop talking my shit because it's real. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a factualist. Whatever the fuck that means. Okay? Let me give y'all one more sign. I'm not a historian, so I gotta give you facts. Or else we're not being productive. Conspiracy theorist was a word that was introduced during the JFK assassination. People got a lot of facts built together that disagreed with the agenda that they were trying to sell to people. So they started to call them conspiracy theorists in the press and the news to make them sound crazy. They weren't crazy, they were just educated, detailed, and analytical. I'm an Aquarius, and if you go to the X sign, you know we analytical as fuck. I see every detail. That's why they ain't fucking with me. It's okay, follow me home. I'll see you there. Details, y'all. Pay attention to details when you're out here. That's important, that's important, that's important. The details of it is important. If they see something peaceful like this, they don't want peace here. When we got peaceful arrests, they kept cutting, they kept cutting. Because that is not the agenda they're trying to sell. They're trying to sell that we are violent, it's chaos and all of that. We're rioting. We're not rioting. We are screaming out for what we want. Peacefully, and some people are looting. Just pay attention to details. And we as millennials in the future, we post it on our Instagrams and Twitters, but we forget that our grandmas and aunties and uncles only watch the media. So they're like, be safe, be safe, be safe. I'm like, I've been safe as fuck for the last 3 nights. I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm very safe.
whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
So, look at the scenery outside, directly in front of LA City Hall. Pretty quiet outside. As I was noting earlier, oh, it looks like the doors are open. Indeed they are. That is quite different from typically as protests are going on. Can't see who might be going in and out. Potentially the mayor. I don't know. Do we have any whereabouts on the mayor at the moment? A line of squad cars here on the east side of Spring Street outside City Hall, but not that many. Pretty calm. Some helicopters circling. There were others a few minutes ago, don't see them at the moment. And we've got a a crowd gathered out here that has been on and off marching around City Hall and LAPD headquarters and stopping and giving talks.
And like I said, in order to have productive conversation,
We'll be in the bike lane right here on this side.
be a little bit defiant and demand your right, because that's what we're trying to get back, especially on black people, because even though we fucking slaves for them, they are still stripped to us every day we walk outside of our house or ignored. So, I'm sorry, suggested the simple fact of take the bike lane. We're not blocking traffic like they're asking for. We're in the bike lane, being civil. We can link orange and protect. Bike stone lane. Get down. Hey guys, I'm gonna give you a little tactic. I'm under Occupy and spread this. I want you guys to, I'm telling you, spread this to other people tomorrow. We got later days. Whenever you have contact with the police, even if it's just friendly contact, always have your camera out. Always.
That part.
I got a lawsuit against the Washington, D.C. police because we happen to have our cameras out and they grabbed me like this just for standing right there at a protest. They threw me backwards and I walked back to get my brief position and stand next to my girlfriend who just kissed me, who happened to be a white girl. And she had just kissed me, the officer saw that. When I walked back to my position, another officer stepped up and grabbed me by my neck and threw me back. And the crowd went crazy and called out his name. Thank God we caught him right on camera when he did like this. They paid me 20 grand for that one picture. Wow. So, make sure y'all stay vigilant, just stay aware of what's in the Bible. I'm a Christian, I'm not saying everybody got to be Christian, but something in the Bible, always be vigilant against evil, be on guard against evil. So keep your eyes open, make sure y'all phones are on the tops at all times when you have to be close to them. And protect your brothers and your sisters, guys. Solidarity.
That part.
Cops on camera! 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 Cops on camera!
I'm talking to shows to confuse them and get them a motherfucking, I'm doing someone to know that's my plan already.
Let's do a peaceful little walk down the side of the
Bike
Keep
lane,
it peaceful,
bike
I'm
lane.
sorry, you never know who's in the crowd. If there's a looter, we did not look in the direction of which he's violent. We continue to walk forward. I'm with everyone. I'm with the people. I'll scream at them if you want.
People, baby. I'm with the people, baby. I ain't with no group or nothing. Yeah, Black Lives Matter is a sentence. It's not an organization.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
Don't block traffic, don't block traffic.
What are you seeing? What, the cops lining up over there? Yeah, but they're not about to encircle this crowd. There was a little confrontation between 3 officers and protesters a little while back, but it was
Pretty scary standing here. Tonight is full moon.
we have a full moon. It was just pointed out to me.
We need a lot of pictures.
This is the calmest I've seen it out here since I've come out. Okay, someone's asking me any looting tonight. I just arrived downtown about an hour ago. I definitely have not seen any looting. I doubt there's been any looting, at least in the downtown area. As the protesters march south on Spring Street, the officers get into their squad cars outside City Hall. It seems like the looting has really been grinding to a halt since Tuesday. There was a very interesting article in the LA Times today that, as I get a notification about my battery, I got to plug in. There was a very interesting article in the LA Times today that included interviews with anonymous looters discussing their motivations for looting, some of which were political. Maybe you call it an excuse, maybe you call it a justification based on your politics. But the article was getting into some trends with regard to the looting which really were very similar to what I've noticed, particularly in that large protests over a 3-day period. And I'd say that period was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, really attracted a lot of looters. And particularly so in downtown LA, Fairfax, Van Nuys, Santa Monica, and Long Beach. So it's an interesting LA Times article. I recommend you check it out. I forget what the headline is, but I tweeted it out today on my Twitter account @FreemanReporter. And I might be writing something myself in the coming days or weeks on that, or maybe even compiling a little mini documentary as we walk by a homeless encampment here on First Street. Crowd is walking in the direction of Broadway. This is the calmest I've seen it. However, it should be interesting to see whether there's a lot more police activity over the weekend, as there may be much larger protests and there is no curfew now, and it seems as though, as I plug in right now, what the fuck? Alright, it should be plugged in now. Anyway, I think it should be interesting to see what happens this weekend, particularly tomorrow. It was last Saturday when things got way out of hand in the Fairfax district. My face is feeling fine. My lip is almost healed, and the other marks on my face have mostly gone away. My voice is getting more and more raspy, but that's got nothing to do with the beating I took last weekend. I think it's from me screaming over sirens and car horns and protesters and helicopters and all the loud noises over the past 8 continuous days of coverage. Or I guess this is my 9th consecutive day of coverage. So physically, I'm pretty much fine other than my voice.
Make a U-turn, please. Make a U-turn.
So this police car is telling this vehicle to make a U-turn and head in the other direction.
U-turn.
Interestingly, it seems, based on my observation, that the police have been pressured into facilitating peaceful protests. I think there were a lot of people very upset that during the curfew here in Los Angeles, the majority of the people who were arrested were protesters who were protesting after hours, at least according to the LAPD stats that were reported across media. And it may in some way be an undeserving bad. Police car heading directly in the direction of the protest. As the protesters know, mostly are on the sidewalk, but some are walking in the street with their hands up. And just about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, officers warned them, don't go in the streets. But it seems like there's a lot of political pressure for the officers to not be overly aggressive with the protesters and to let them protest and not arrest people for merely protesting or for protesting after hours, but the curfew's gone now. Lots of squad cars driving up in the opposite direction of us. The crowd's walking about half on the sidewalk, half in the street. Alright, now we've got cop cars going in a lot of different directions, but it doesn't seem to be related to the protest. Yes, the protest right now is a lot lighter than normal, but today I was driving down from San Luis Obispo, which is more than 3 hours north of here, and I wasn't here when there was a much larger gathering right here outside City Hall earlier today that was in the thousands according to one news report.
Stay on the sidewalk or you'll be cited. Stay on the sidewalk or you'll be cited.
You're welcome. So, if you guys can't understand, this cop car is blasting out, "Stay on the sidewalk or you will be cited," which to me indicates a change in approach. He's not threatening them with arrest. He's telling them, "Stay on the sidewalk or you get action." As lots of motorcycle cops head east on Temple. I don't know if you guys heard it, but a couple times the leader of this current protest group has been talking about trying to make use of this protest to drain the resources of the police, which he says furthers the aim of the protesters of defunding the police. He's talking about staying out all night and getting arrested, what apparently he did over the past, or a few nights earlier this week.
Hands up! Hands up!
But yes, this is a very light protest compared to what I've seen in LA over the past week and a half. Very small numbers, but there were many people here earlier today. Oh, I missed your question. Can you repeat the question?
Come on!
Yeah, ACLU did sue the city, or was it LAPD? I forget. There are multiple lawsuits now. Black Lives Matters is suing.
Strength in numbers! Strength in numbers! Strength in numbers! Strength in numbers! Black lives, they matter here! 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 Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Take the bike lane! Take the bike lane! Take the bike lane!
You're welcome.
Take the bike lane! Strength in
Yes, I think the whole world knows that I'm Jewish by now.
Stay together!
As police are barking commands to get out of the street at the protesters.
Get on the sidewalk. That's going to be together, not lawful assembly.
Sorry, I didn't catch all that question about interventions or what's coming soon. Could you repeat that question?
Why say that if you're not gonna do it?
I don't know what Anonymous is gonna do. That's beyond me. I have recorded every day for the past 9 days. But last night I was not in Los Angeles.
We don't want to stop your protest, but we do need you on the sidewalk.
This is the bike lane!
We're being reasonable.
This is the bike lane!
So this is just a completely different approach out of LAPD. This squad car, unmarked squad car, is shouting out through a megaphone, "Stay on the sidewalk. We don't want to stop your protest. We want to be reasonable." Meanwhile, the protesters are, well, not so much on the sidewalk. They're also talking about using the bike lane instead, but they're about half in the street. My voice has been very raspy for about 3 days now. It's not from me getting an ass whooping last weekend. It's not from Corona. It's from me talking and screaming almost non-stop over the past 9 or 10 days. Right now in LA, there are many, many, many businesses boarded up all over the city. I don't know how that might affect people here tonight, but between COVID and all the businesses boarded up, who knows? Who knows how many people are out of work? Like I was mentioning a couple days ago, I was messaging back and forth with Sam and Andy. I told him I was heading to Hollywood 2 nights ago. He said he'd meet me there. Or was that 3 nights ago, I guess? And I don't know what ended up happening. But I'm very confident that I can bring you high quality reporting this weekend, as I am finding people to team up with me. Not so much other streamers, although I did come out here for a few hours, or maybe an hour or two with another streamer 2 days ago. But I've found a little bit of a crew to have my back as I march around town. So I'm not expecting there to be a repeat of last Saturday tomorrow, but if there were to be a repeat of last Saturday, I feel emboldened and I could film whatever, whether that be mass protests, whether that be looting. You're gonna link up with some of your viewers this weekend. I am linked up with one of my viewers at the moment. Likewise, I'm linked up with someone else who's really helping watch my back and handle some of the logistics. So whatever comes at me tomorrow, I'd say tomorrow mid to late afternoon into the night, I'm ready for it. Tonight seems very calm. Tonight seems very calm, but point of looting here. If there's looting, I will try to be there tomorrow. I don't know if there will be. I'll go wherever the most action is. As I was saying, it's very calm tonight, but there have already been several confrontations between this group and the police. The police are trying to keep things way toned down and way mellow, but who knows? Maybe someone gets cited, maybe someone gets arrested. We'll see what happens. Potentially the calm before the storm, although it doesn't feel like there's a storm coming at the moment, although maybe that's tomorrow. I wouldn't be shocked if there's a lot of action this weekend, because the protests have not died off. As again, the protesters are going to march in a circle around this park and county building.
You ready, huh?
Yeah, I'm ready now.
I just see when I was in county, brother, sitting there fucking bullet that just for fucking paper sheets,
You want to tell the YouTube audience about that?
Man, let me tell you something. Don't go to prison because these motherfuckers got all the power in there. You're gonna get hit with rubber bullets, no gear, no nothing, bro. They treat you like you ain't shit, bro. Stay out, stay free, and fuck the pigs.
You got hit with rubber bullets in prison?
Yeah, bro. Delano prison.
Oh. Yeah, that's in Kern County, right? Kern County.
You ever been to jail?
Sorry about my voice. I'm saying that's in Kern County, right?
Where's your YouTube channel? You got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's Josh Friedman. Tell him.
Oh, YouTube?
My voice is so raspy.
Oh, no way. Okay, cool. That's my partner back there. We got a record label. Follow us, Young Hustle Records. It's coming up. Any artists coming out, let us know. DM us. Young Hustle Records. YUNG Hustle Records. Let us up.
What's your social media handle?
Young Hustle Records. Young Hustle Records. YUNG Young Hustle Records.
All right. Best of luck.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, you heard it. Young, although he said YUNG Hustle. All right, I'll catch up with the crowd. With the recent protest, how has this affected the homeless community? There's been an image all over social media of a homeless man who was supposedly shot in the face by LAPD rubber bullets, but I haven't checked and I haven't corroborated that. I have seen at times LAPD rounding up people in the downtown area and just marching right on by homeless people as they do that. Maybe some homeless people are getting a kick out of this, maybe not, I don't know. I don't really care whether or not. I mean, if he comes out, great. If he doesn't come out, no problem. I'm going to be out here reporting. That's what I do. Although, you know who I might bring back on? If you guys saw the militarized downtown night stream, I am in communication with, what's his Instagram handle? You guys were calling him Noodle Man. Captain 777. Thank you for that. Captain 777, who some of you guys saw the cops grabbed and detained. Yes, Noodle Man. I am in communication with him and he wants to come on the broadcast. I don't know when that might happen. Theoretically, it could happen tonight if he's watching right now. But I reached out to him and he said he wants to come on. I've got a lot of water in the car. I'll drink that afterwards so I don't have to piss during the broadcast. I don't eat any ramen. What time is it? Do we know?
11:46.
Yeah, we're getting close to midnight here in downtown LA. Thank you. And this is the most peaceful protest I have seen since I've been out here. On the very first day of protesting in the aftermath of the George Floyd death here in LA, I mean the George Floyd death in Minneapolis, but protesting here in LA. The very first night, protesters went onto the 101 freeway and some of them smashed up a couple CHP windshields, California Highway Patrol car windshields. And that might have set the tone. And for the first probably 5 days of the protests, there was a fair amount of violence. It appears to have calmed down a lot over the past 2 or 3 days, to the point where now police are really backing off. But we'll see over the weekend. Anything could happen. Whew. I might need to rest my voice for the weekend. Oh, here's another. I'm gonna take off my helmet for a minute.
What channel you on?
We met the other night in Hollywood. You remember?
Oh shit! Yeah,
you were on your skateboard.
Yeah, dude, I didn't fucking. Dude,
Yeah,
you
because
were out here every day.
I've been out every.
Dude, my buddy was watching your stream.
Who's your-
Robert Blake? What's up?
I don't know
man?
if he's on.
Robert, you there? Is he there?
Uh,
Virgin genius, bro.
I don't know if he's
Sold
him.
millions of things that he got.
But plug your
Psycho Drew.
your stuff again.
So think about like a psycho drug with no G. PSYCHODRU. That's my Instagram. That's my handle. Speed Bump Energy is my pre-workout supplement. So, this is,
No skateboard tonight?
oh, it's over there. It's over there. Let's see what happened the other day. Oh fuck! So the police arrested all these people in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'm flying with the drone. I'm like, who's getting arrested? Literally feet away from me. People are gonna take it down. Fly the drone in the palm tree. Get these guys to get it out to us. So I come here, start flying the drone here. The cop's like, you can't fly, you gotta land it. So I go this way. It loses it's like service, crashes into that building.
Which
National
building?
Guard, like, are you terrorists? Are you? I'm like, no, bro, I'm like veteran of the Coast Guard. And they gave me the drone back shattered. But it was worth it. My business getting burned down. It's just a drone. I'm definitely gonna file an insurance claim. But it's been crazy. This is once in a lifetime type of thing.
What's been some of the highlights of the craziness for you?
The highlights, I wasn't at the Huntington Beach one, but the people were trying to, this was when the looting was going on, and the people stood up from Huntington Beach, so I respect that. Santa Monica was pretty cool, with all the smoke grenades, and flashbangs, but the highlight is definitely like, when the cops come and they start chasing us, that's when I get pumped up, that's when I feel like something's happening. And the speeches, that speech, like that's what people were saying earlier. They gotta get a podium, stand up there and give a speech. Because walking around, we gotta have someone speak. We gotta have someone stand up, like The Rock said. Who are you? Where are you? When are you gonna come out? Who's gonna be Martin Luther King? Who's gonna be the guy that gives the speech that makes everyone know this is peaceful and this is change? So we need you. Stand up. So, what's your stream name?
It's Josh Friedman.
Josh Friedman.
Friedman, Friedman.
Okay, Josh Friedman.
But my voice is pretty much gone at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like everyone's kind of sitting down. All my followers are kind of going down a little bit. And I'm pretty hungry, so I'm probably gonna get some food, Josh.
Remind me your name. Sorry.
My name's Drew Peebles. My name.
Good running into you again.
You too. Hopefully I'll see you again, brother.
Best of luck.
Yeah. That's Josh Freeman.
Friedman. Yeah.
That's his buddy right
All right, see you, Drew.
See you guys later.
Yeah, he's streaming, and he's. If you're serious, there are PayPal and crypto links under some of the recent stream videos. And my crypto links are in the About section of the channel, the YouTube channel. Where did Rumi go? I don't know. I'm probably going to wrap this up because this is pretty dead at this point. Let's flip the camera around. I've got the helmet off, the mask on, regrettably. We got a helicopter still circling, but it's very calm out here, and I think I'm just going to prepare for a lot more action tomorrow. What do you guys want to talk about? Comments, questions before I wrap this up? I don't think it'll be like this tomorrow. I do not. Trolls get ignored. The helmet. Hold on. What's the next? These protests will continue. I'm trying to put this helmet back on. I don't know where I'll be live from tomorrow. Wherever the most action is. If the most action's in Hollywood, I'll be there. No, I haven't seen any bricks. I've seen a bunch of road signs and construction material that protesters and instigators have used for barricades and thrown at stuff. But I haven't seen any bricks. I don't feel sick. My voice is just worn out. Not bringing a lot of people, but there'll be at least one person with me. Here's the helmet. I can breathe, but I breathe much better without the mask on. I've addressed this repeatedly. Thank you. Yeah, I'm confident with this helmet, and I'm confident with the guy who's been going around with me this weekend. I can't breathe, but my voice just is really, really tired at this point. It's not very often that 10 days straight I'm screaming at the top of my lungs or talking nonstop for hours at a time, trying to talk over very loud noises. Been growing or been popularity. I missed some. I guess some of those donation comments were trolls. I saw someone get shot with rubber bullets last Saturday. I haven't seen that since. In the future, I'll probably be doing some coronavirus-related interviews and content, but that's not the focus now. Fairfax went crazy last weekend. My day 4 stream from Fairfax was the craziest stream by far. I think it was my best work by far. Look, the looting has calmed down tremendously since Tuesday. That's not to say it won't pick back up tomorrow. It could. And if it does, I'll be there. And I'll be confident to film it. Yeah, I've got tons of great looting footage, some of which I'll be breaking up into smaller videos and publish them in the future. some of which I've already put out on my Instagram at NomadJournalist, and I've been tweeting a bit about some of the looting issues on my Twitter at Freeman Reporter. The National Guard is standing guard at various street corners and in front of various businesses, but they don't have the whole city on lockdown. I will give you guys a little listen in, and then I'll call it a night. Here's a little listen in to the talk here.
Come on, we got an important question.
We'll figure that out later. We're all
here now, and we've got the attention.
Who wants to take responsibility of getting the cardboard and contacting everybody tomorrow? I'll help, but I don't want to.
I don't have a documentary, but I would like to make one.
What's that? What's that?
All right, at this point, it sounds like they're just talking logistics. So I'm gonna wrap it up. You're welcome. I'll be back out tomorrow. I expect to see a lot more action than this tomorrow. I will get home safe. Hopefully my voice will get some rest, but regardless, I'll be ready, willing, and able to film whatever action there is tomorrow, and I expect there to be a lot more action than this. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell if you want to get notified. Regardless, I'll be out here filming and documenting as these protests continue on, and who knows, maybe there will be some more riots. So good night from outside Los Angeles City Hall, and see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye for now.